refocus and go reclaim that strongest man on earth title, which it looks like Thor isn't doing.
So I was watching Mitchell Hooper's latest live stream where he was training. I think it's his first training session that he's done as a live stream after the World's Strongest Man. I noticed something very, very small that kind of just passed through.
Mm-hmm.
So as you've seen in the screen recording, Mitch announced that basically Hafthor Bjornsson is not competing in Strongest Man on Earth. And it wasn't like he went into any intricacies. It's like he just passed over it. And to me, it was a bit strange because I thought, should that not like be major news?
Yeah, it kind of is big news, you know.
Yeah.
And it's weird that it's coming from Mitch Hooper and not from Brian Shaw or Hafthor Bjornsson.
And as well as that, because afterwards I went onto Hafthor's Instagram, I went onto the Strongest Man on Earth Instagram, Brian Shaw's. There was nowhere that I could see that it mentioned that Hafthor Bjornsson was after pulling out of the competition. And but then when you think of it, it's like, why? How did he find out about it?
That's the question for me as well. I have no idea how he was able to find out, because if Hafthor called Brian and said that to him, who leaked it to Mitch Hooper?
Yeah,
is it Brian Shaw himself?
I
told everyone that he's not competing.
But do you think at that stage, before telling everybody, they would have announced it on their social medias that they're not competing? But besides the point, so we said, I said it to you, and then we thought the exact same. Where is this coming from? And then we said, is this just speculation, or is there truth behind this?
Yeah.
So that's where you would go into your strongman mode.
Yes, that's what I did, and I texted Hafthor, and I asked him, I was like, Hafthor, like Mitch Hooper made a video saying that you're not competing in Shaw Classic, and I was pretty sure that he was competing, and he was part of the 8 athletes who already kind of like 100% invited to the show. And he says that it's true that he is not competing in Shaw Classic.
And that's when we're seeing that, then we were thinking, like, wow. So it is.
It is true, and it's a very big news, which like I don't think that too many fans know about it. If you ask me, unless they watched Mitch Hooper's live stream, which as well I believe since World's Strongest Man his viewership dipped a little bit. So I don't think that too many people actually knew that Hafthor is not competing in Shaw Classic. But I think Hafthor himself was surprised
that he said it.
That Mitch Hooper said that,
because, like I was saying in the video, it's not like it was a segment where a question was asked about the strongest man on earth. It was just in passing. He just said it.
Yeah,
and as well as that, he said
very strange.
As well as that, he said there's other athletes that have pulled out because of the events.
The other athletes, I think maybe he meant Mateusz Kielakowski.
Yeah, who. Well, I don't think it's
so. He said it himself. I was texting him and says he can't do super heavy shows anymore, like multiple days. He says his body is not there yet, or he might just from now on just focus on just one day shows altogether, because even in World's Strongest Man, he underperformed like tremendously, if you ask me. Because he won the Siberian Strength Show against Hafthor 4 weeks before that. Yeah. So it's kind of was weird to see him to give up straight away after the medley, where he dropped the bag and made that mistake. So I'm not surprised that Mateusz doesn't want to do Shaw Classic or Strongest Man on Earth, but I'm just surprised that Hafthor is not doing it. You know?
And again, it's surprising, obviously, that he's not doing it. You had a chat with him as to. Well, even he mentioned himself that if you wanted, he could give you some information.
Yes, so he and I said, yes, please.
Yeah.
I said, give me some information. So basically his spec is still a little bit of an issue. And we have that one event in Shaw Classic.
Crazy.
Yes, so it's like standing chest press.
We've seen it in person.
Yes.
It's a big machine.
It looks cool, but in that specific event, Brian and Maxime Boudreau got injured.
Yeah.
They tore their pecs.
I don't think people really knew it as much with Brian, because I think he kind of held it off a little bit.
Yeah.
But as soon as he came backstage.
Yeah. He said, he admitted it. Yeah. He did that. It's a very tough event, and it's kind of imitation of a flat bench press. Yeah. And my take on a flat bench press. They're
the greatest.
Yes. I think strongmen have no business doing that. You know,
leave it to powerlifters.
Yes, leave it to the powerlifters. That's their thing. I think that your technique have to be flawless in flat bench press not to get injured.
Your tendons have to be
Yes.
very good.
Your
Everything
positioning of elbows, everything has to be on point. Even that, like, you know, even like all these pro powerlifters, they still get their pecs torn. Like, you know, it just, that's the way it is. Like, I was arguing with one guy in the gym, Joey, my buddy Joey, and he says like, so my point is like, if you want to do a bench press, at least do incline.
Yep.
There's a bit more like shoulder involvement, maybe less chest involvement, you know, and it's kind of like, I don't know, to me it just makes sense. That's what I did my whole career. I avoided flat bench press because I was getting loads of pains in my shoulders, and it just, I was like, okay, it's not worth it.
I tried it for the first time the other day, and I started getting like pains in the front delta
straight away. Yeah. So to me, it's like I can do 220 incline for like 5 reps, right? 5-6 reps. I was able to do it then. So, and you know, with a flat bench, I would probably struggle to get that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like risk reward.
It leaves yourself very open.
Yeah, it's not there. Like, you know, so I rather do like if you in competition, you really have this event. It's only
this is the only
Brian,
it's the only
brought
show.
that in. Yeah.
The thing is that with Hafthor, we seen like the struggle that he had recovering.
Yeah.
And even to this day, it's after messing up his overhead pressing.
I don't think that people realize how bad of an injury he had. You know, it wasn't.
Crazy.
Yes, it wasn't just a tendon tear. It's like the tear happened where the tendon attaches to the muscle, and it's just a little bit towards the muscle. That's where the tear happened. So he torn the whole muscle. Like, you know, it's a serious injury. He had like infection as well after the surgery. So, and I think it's like, and to be honest, like, I think Thor's coach, Australian strength coach, brought that bench press back into like sort of strongman circuit, if you ask me.
Rematch,
yeah, because like one of the greatest, like if not the greatest strongman of all time, Big Z, he was a powerlifter at the start, but I never saw him do bench press. Like, you know, when he was competing in strongman, he doesn't
Overhead
do it.
press,
Yeah, overhead press. He has that Smith machine press, like, you know, that he's doing it, but he doesn't. It's kind of like incline press as well, but he never does like flat bench. He stopped doing it. Yeah. It just, to me, it's just, I don't know, risk reward. Like I said, it's not worth it.
Yeah, but like, again, the reason we're making the video is because like of Hafthor, as he said in the messages, that just because of this event, he's kind of a bit weary of it.
Yeah.
Now we know every other event he'd be okay.
Dude, say what you want. This
is
competition
heavy,
is
so
just
it's crazy heavy. It's actually, like we mentioned it, the Arnold was always known as the heaviest.
Yeah.
Event. This nearly doubles. Or
That's exactly what it is. Instead of 5 heavy events, we'll get like 8 heavy events, which is with 3 events more of heaviness
over
basically.
2 days, is it?
Yeah, over 2 days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so 4 and 4.
Yeah, it's just a lot, you know. But that's what Brian's dream is, and that's what he trying to. I don't know.
It's cool. Like, it is cool to see all this, but those athletes must be dead for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of becoming a bit of a like I don't know, a younger athletes show, if you ask me. You know, like, it's going to be very interesting to see. Will Ryan O'Neill will be invited?
Yeah. I hope so.
I think it's a must.
Yeah.
At this point, and can he do well in these events, because it's very heavy. It's very heavy, and it will feel like it's going to be between Mitchell Hooper, Lucas Hatton, Trey Mitchell.
I think that's top 3.
Yeah, that's top 3, and I can see Trey Mitchell again winning it.
I can see Trey Mitchell.
Yeah,
especially with Mitch Hooper the way he is at the moment.
Yeah, well, Mitch Hooper is like, say what you want. He brought that stuff on himself.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so.
Look, I know whatever. But
so
the main talking points: Hafthor Bjornsson is not competing as strongest man on earth, which we find it so strange that it hasn't been announced officially.
And he said in his message that he has other goals in sight. You know, so if he's refusing to compete in Shaw Classic, and Shaw Classic has good prize money, I think it's
good
like
prize
50, 60, 70,000, whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
At this point, it's I think every year is kind of a bit different. Depends
yeah,
on
it goes
certain
up.
things.
Brian announced it last year. I can't remember, but I'll put the
Yeah.
snippet on the screen here.
Yeah, so it's a lot of money, you know, for Thor to
But
miss
you,
out
you
on.
earn it.
Huh?
You earn it.
You earn it. Every single penny of that prize money you earn. So that's the good thing. And it seems like I think he wants to hit that 505. And it's just probably after that,
Who
you
knows?
never know. Who knows? Maybe he'll say, "See you later, everyone. I'm back and
Real world.
relaxing again." You know.
Yeah. So look, let us know in the comment section down below what you think. What's your opinion on, say, Hafthor Bjornsson not competing at the Shaw Classic? Have you seen the Shaw Classic events? I think everybody now at this stage has. Let us know what your opinion is on some of the events. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to press the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please press the bell icon. It'll keep you up to date with everything that's Lalas Brothers. And we'll see you in a future video.
See you later, guys.